Hi everyone, today we are looking at a question like this. Now, we want to look at the first one, which is this question over here. Okay, there's a typo error lah, so I don't know why two questions are joined together, but I'm just going to work on this question over here. I'm going to write over here, Ken. Now, the first part says that y is directly proportional to the square root of x. What I'm going to do now, very simply, I will just have to write y is directly proportional k square root of x. Okay? Now, sentence number 2 says, it is known that y is equals to 2 for a particular value of x. It is known that y is equals to 2 for a particular value of x. That means to say y is equals to 2. I don't know what is x. When I say for a particular value means something, right? Yeah. Then they say find the value, sentence number 3, find the value of y when this value of x is quadruplet. Quadruplet, just now you were saying, quadruplet is times 4. Very good. Okay. So what happens now is that I'm going to times 4 to my x. Oh, sorry, I don't know what is the value of y. So I'm just going to rewrite. I'm going to write like that. Can you see y times 4? Can you see why my x becomes 4x? Because I times 4, right? X times 4 is 4x. True? Now, then you realize that actually you can, because when you square root 2, what happens? You get 2. Yeah. Am I making sense? Yeah. So now what you are going to do, your job is to find the value of y. Agree or disagree? Your job is to find out what is this. Make sense? So in order for you to find this, since you already know that k with a square root x, k with a square root x, k with a square root x is 2. Can you see k with a square root x over here also? We just have to split this up. We dissect this, we get to k with a square root x and 2. Am I making sense? And we already learned, right, that k with a square root x is how much? What is the value for k with a square root x? 2. So that means to say this is actually how much? 2. Make sense? Oh, okay. This is still 2, right? Yeah. Correct or not? Why is this 2? Because of this, Can you see that? So y is actually basically 2 times 2, and therefore y is actually equals to 4, and therefore this is your answer for this question. Now, we are looking at the next question, the part on kinetic energy, Ken. They use E to represent kinetic energy, right? Okay, so what you are going to do first, very simple. Okay, you are going to write down that the kinetic energy, which is E, Ken, of a particular object is directly proportional to the square of its velocity. You know, don't get too caught up with what they're trying to say. Focus on the main points. E is the main point. Directly proportional is the main point. The square of V. That's all. So my equation will now be like this. Am I making sense? So what is your job? Your job is always to find out the value of. Make sense? Yeah. So what is E? Yeah, I know it's 75 joules, right? Never mind, just put 75. And 2.5 to the power of 2. Am I making sense? 75 is equals to, what is 2.5 to the power of 2? What is 2.5 to the power of 2? Sorry? No, cannot be, right? 2.5 to the power of 2 is not 5, 6.25. So this becomes 6.25k. Am I making sense? Your job is to find the value of k. Right? So we got 6.25k is equals to 75. Agree so far? So then k becomes 75 divided by 6.25. Am I making sense or not making sense? So therefore k is actually equals to 12. Agree or disagree? Make sense or don't make sense? Okay. Make sense? Yeah. Now, So yeah, so then of course we can form the equation already lah, right? So I'll continue to form the equation. Very good. I will form it. E equals to, since K is 12, 12 V squared. Am I making sense? Okay, so this is for A lah. Huh? Simple? Okay. Cannot. All right, you have to remove the brackets. You have to remove the bracket. Now, once I'm done, I will do the next one, which is B, right? So now my job is to, again, use back the same equation, right? Now your job is to suck in. What do you want to suck? Yeah, so you just put 432 over here is equals to 12 V squared. Make sense?
Yeah.
Remove the 12. How do you remove the 12? Yeah. Make sense? So V squared is actually equals to 432 divided by 12. We get to an answer of 36. How do you find V? Square root, don't forget, plus minus 6. Correct now? So V is actually equals to 6 or minus 6. Agree so far? Agree so far?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, that's about it. Okay, so that's how you would do a question like this. Okay. Now it takes how many men? 8 men to paint 2 houses in how many days?
4 days.
4 days. So men is 8. Agree so far?
Yeah.
Houses will be 2. Agree? Days will be 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Given that all the men work at the same rate, how many days? So how many days is what they want us to look for? That becomes my X. How many men?
6 men.
So we write 6 men. How many houses? Okay, so let me just explain to you on this, okay? You always have to compare to the one with X. So let's compare men to days first. Let's compare men to days. Can you see that there is a drop in men?
2 men.
There's a drop in 2 men, right?
Yeah.
The men decrease, right? If men decrease, that means to say days will increase. True?
Yes.
If men decrease, right? So men is lesser, right?
Yeah.
Days will be more. So you write more over here. Right? You don't minus 2, all right? You just tell yourself, okay, men decrease, that means to say my days has to be more. Am I making sense? If my days is more, I'm going to take the more over here. I'm going to take more over here. Which one is it? 8 or 6? 8, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to use 8 as my numerator.
8 over 6.
Why 8 over 6?
This one is more.
Yeah, so very good. So men decrease. Okay, when I say men decrease, what happens to the days? Days increase. Agree so far? All right, days increase means more, right?
Yeah.
So I go to my men, I have to take the more. Am I making sense? Now you compare house to days. Now you compare house to days. How do you compare house to days? More house or less house?
More house.
More houses, right? Means lesser days or more days? Yeah, why? Because more houses, I need more days, right? So again, go back to your house, take the more. Which is the more?
More is
3 or 2? So 3 has to be in there. Can? Then this one, just x over 4. That's it. Understand?
Yeah.
Then what do you want to do? You want to multiply over here. This is equal. Am I making sense? Okay. You might in fact want to write out just to practice. House. Go more houses, right? More houses means days will be more. Am I making sense? House more, days more. Can? Let's write this down together. We are going to do 8 over 6 times 3 over 2. What is 8 over 6 times 3 over 2? Okay. That gives me, you cancel this, you get 1 over here, you get 4 over here, correct? Cancel this, you get 2 over here, you get 1 over here, correct? 4 and 2, you cancel each other, you get 2, correct? So 2 over 1 is equals to x over 4. What do you want to do? Okay, you 8 is equals to x. Agree so far? So how many, what did the question say? How many days will it take for 6 men to paint 3 houses, right? Definitely, your answer has to be 8 days. Does it make sense logically?
Yes.
Right? Why is that so? Because now I have lesser men, more houses. Definitely, that means to say more days. Am I making sense?
Yes.
More days to take. Hi everyone, if you like this video, you can click right here for a similar video, or you can view our playlist here.